Welcome back into another episode of Rock Boys Football. We are continuing with our bowl breakdowns. I'm getting a lot of film in. I'm looking at a lot of numbers. I got my Mountain Dew right by me. And we're just grinding some football, trying to capitalize on some last-minute college football games. There's nothing really better than bowl season. I love doing this. And we are breaking down the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl between the UCF Knights and the Florida Gators, an in-state rivalry. That's going to be really exciting. Let's first talk about this early number. It's sitting at 7 points, and the over-under is at 55.5. I don't love anything here unless I can get Florida inside that 7 pinch. If we can get them at 6.5, I feel a little bit better. So if you have to end up buying the point, maybe do that. But let's talk about the Florida Gators real early off the bat. Anthony Richardson's hurt. He will not be playing in the bowl game. Emory Jones is in the transfer portal, but he's going to play in the bowl game from what I'm reading, which is a little bit odd. And I think I didn't even know it was allowed, quite frankly. You can be in the transfer portal and still play college football for your original team. But that's what's happening. And I think Florida's okay with it just because they'd be down to their third string if it wasn't for Emory stepping in. Other opt-outs, Zachary Carter on the defensive line has opted out. Jacob Copeland at wide receiver has opted out. And they also had a middle linebacker, I think Mohamed Diabate, I don't know if I'm saying that name right, has also opted out. He's their leading tackler. So Florida's definitely getting bit a little bit in the butt by some opt-outs. But at the end of the day, Florida's a much more talented team. A lot of these guys on their 2 deep would potentially be starting at UCF, and that's no disrespect to UCF. It's more just pointing out that this Florida Gators team is a very talented team, and has really won the recruiting battle in the state of Florida over UCF for a while. So they've compiled some decent talent. Let's get into what I see from both teams real quick, and then we'll kind of make our picks and give a little reason why. Florida has a very dynamic rushing attack. Obviously, Emory Jones is a great ball carrier himself. He actually leads the team in rushing yards at 697 yards. But they also have a staple of running backs that really got to excite you, starting with Damian Pierce. They got Naquan Wright. I'm going to pull it up because I know I'm leaving somebody out. But this running back room, and this is a team that I was very high on coming into the year, and you kind of could see they're going to have a real good rushing attack. I mean, they go down to even DeMarcus Bowman, Lorenzo Lingard are both former 5-star guys who are very talented ball carriers. I wish I got to see more DeMarcus Bowman, quite frankly, but Naquan Wright, Malik Davis, Damian Pierce, they're all very, very capable running backs. I think Damian Pierce is the best one out of them. Leads the team in touchdowns with 12. Very, very hard to tackle guy, runs hard. Naquan Wright, I like a lot too. So we know their running game is very strong. That being said, what's going to go on with this passing attack? Jacob Copeland is in the transfer portal, which is interesting. I kind of liked him going into the year. I thought he might be NFL ready. Justin Short is a former 5-star transferred over from Penn State. Good ball player. Kamora Gamble is – and I'm not a huge Gamble fan. I've seen him drop a lot of balls. And I haven't watched like that much Florida Gators football, but like I feel like when I watch, I see him drop a lot of balls. So that's kind of what worries you a little bit about that Florida team is like how are we gonna pass the ball against them? And at the end of the day, their defense has played relatively poorly. That being said, this UCF Knights team is not necessarily the strongest offense or most high-powered offense. Dylan Gabriel went down in this Louisville game, and that kind of like derailed their season a little bit. They ended up dropping one to Navy, only scored 20 against East Carolina. Got blown out by a very good Cincy team. I think they won like 5 out of their last 6, but it wasn't against very good teams. They beat a Memphis team with a backup quarterback. They beat a Temple team that's horrible and just kind of falling apart. Barely beat a Tulane team. Then they go down to a pretty solid SMU team and then beat South Florida and Connecticut to round out the year. So a little bit of an up and down season for UCF. I think a little bit underwhelming for Gus Malzahn and company. But obviously having an All-American level quarterback in Dillon Gabriel go down is not great. So they've been riding with Mikey. God, I'm going to forget his last name. He's a true freshman from Arizona. Mikey Keene. I haven't watched a ton of them. I tried to watch. I don't. It doesn't seem like they ask him to do that much. So I don't know. I'm trying to go back to this UCF team. I don't know how high powered this offense is going to be, and so I think that's why you see a relatively maybe low spread. If Dillon Gabriel's playing, I think you'd see the spread around 65. They like to go really fast with Dillon Gabriel. They're definitely slowing it down for the true freshman quarterback. So let's just, I guess, break this down. I think at the end of the day, it's a solid UCF defense versus a pretty high powered run offense for the Florida Gators. And on the flip side, a Florida Gators defense that's been pretty horrible all year, going up against a not so good UCF team. My pick, I said it earlier in the show, I like Florida inside of a touchdown here. At the end of the day, I'll lose money one more time just betting on the most athletic players, the better players. Florida's won their recruiting battle against UCF for years. They have a very talented team. Even with the few key opt-outs from some of their best players, I still think this Florida team has enough pieces to get the job done. I think they're going to come in relatively motivated, even though they pretty much look dismotivated or not motivated pretty much all year. I think they'll come in motivated to beat an in-state rival in UCF, who I don't think they've played in like a couple of years. So I'm excited for the game. I'm definitely going to have eyeballs on that as there's a lot of NFL draft talent in this game as well. And it's going to be a fun one. In-state Florida rivalry. It's going to be fun. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Comment your picks below, and let's just keep working to stack some cash. Peace.